if you have a 2017 through 2019 Ridgeline like I do, your backup camera and the tailgate is probably going to go out. The screen will show black inside. I'll show you why these go out, where the design flaw is, and how you can fix it. Losing the backup camera from these Ridgelines is very common because of the design flaw in how they route the wires through the double acting tailgate right here. Inside, the way you can know what's happened is your screen just goes black. Occasionally mine will do a split-second flash of the camera view and then go black again. So I'll show you how to diagnose this and how to fix it. So mine went out within a week of my warranty running out, and within a couple hundred miles of 36,000 miles. Seems like it happens about that point for a lot of people. If you are still in warranty, definitely check these wires, and if you see any fraying or cutting, take it to your dealer and make them repair it under warranty right now before you run out of warranty. The other thing to know is that in February of 2022, the Department of Transportation launched an investigation into this backup camera issue because all cars are required to have backup cameras, and this may be a design flaw. So that investigation is still going on. Depending on the findings of that, there may be a recall at some point on these. So I don't want to go to the expense of replacing this whole wire harness right now if Honda's going to do it later for free. To do the full fix, there's a wire harness that runs from inside the tailgate all the way to the cab that needs to be replaced, and that wire harness is just going to fail again if it's the same design. So I don't want to go through that. I'm going to see if I can join these two wires back together and get the camera running again. So I'll show you how and all the tools that I use. I'll put links in the description of this video to show you what I used and where you can find them as well. So let's take a look at the backup camera and where the problem is. So the wires for the harness come in from the bed of the truck here. They run inside this plastic conduit, and there is, down here you can see where the wires are broken. There's two that are still look like they're connected, but the insulation is broken. There's a third wire that is completely cut. It's easier to see with the tailgate closed. I'll show you that as well. You can see the wire that's completely cut. I definitely need to join those back together. You can see the insulation cut on the other wires. To get better access to the wiring back in this corner, I'm going to take off this piece of the tailgate. There's some Phillips screws across here. And then I'm going to take off this plastic cover here as well. Those take a star drive, Torx. So I'm going to go ahead and take those all off to give me a little bit better access. So this piece here does not pop off. It actually slides this way towards the passenger side. So take a rubber mallet and hit it. And that's how it comes off. If you've ever wondered what the mechanism for the tailgate release looks like inside, it's pretty complex. When you use the tailgate handle to drop it down, it works this way. If you're going to swing it, it just releases here. Over here in the corner, you can see I've got better access to the wiring here. What I'm going to do is some of these wire harnesses are clipped on. I'm going to use a body panel removing tool to get underneath and kind of pop these out. Hopefully I can reuse them. So that you can see that pulled the clip out, so I can snap it back in when I'm done. I'm also going to do that on this one over here. Next I'm going to cut the wire tie holding the, right here, that's holding the wires into this elbow piece. I'm going to unwrap this electrical tape. You could cut it, but definitely want to avoid using a utility knife right around the wires if you can avoid it. so now I've got a little more room to work with these wires. I think I'm gonna grab a clamp to hold this conduit out a little bit, just to keep it pulled out away for me. And then I'm gonna unwrap everything and take a look and see what I've got to work with here. So I've got everything exposed here so I can work on it. You can see I actually have 4 wires that were cut. One that's frayed and one that's still good. I'm going to take this one that's frayed. I'm going to wrap it in electrical tape here just to seal it. This yellow one I'm also going to wrap in electrical tape right here just to reinforce it, because I know they're getting pinched there. And then these 4 wires on each end I'm going to strip and then join together. I could just solder these. I'm going to try some solderless connections that I got that come with heat shrink on them. I think those will give it a little better reinforcement. I have 2 gray wires. I'm not sure which one goes where. I don't see any lines or other marking on them. So I'm going to put them together one way temporarily, test it, and if it works, great, seal them up that way. If not, I'll switch them and just kind of test it that way to see. These are the connectors I'm going to use. I'm going to use the smallest size here. These are really inexpensive. I bought them on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description of the video to these. You strip some of the wire, and this slides over. You stick the other end of the wire in the other end. When you heat it with a heat gun, or you can even use a lighter, you can just move the lighter back and forth the whole time. It'll melt this solder in here, also melt the heat shrink and join everything together electrically and seal it against the elements. I'm going to use this stripping tool from Irwin to strip these wires. I really like this tool. It'll handle anything from very small thin wires like this all the way up to Romex type wires that you use in a house, even bigger than that. It also has a stop that's adjustable to make sure you're getting the right length of wires stripped. So you can spin it out of the way if you need to do a long length, or you can spin it in and adjust it. I've checked against this. I'm going to use it all the way in and go ahead and strip the wires. Put the wire right up against there and squeeze the tool, and you get a perfect strip every time. This tool will even strip just the outer insulation off like a pair of wires. If you're doing wiring in the home, it'll strip just the outer, and then you can come back and strip just the inner. My green wire broke while I was trying to tape it, so I just taped the yellow one. I went ahead and stripped the green wire, and I'm going to start with soldering these back together with these solder connectors. So going to insert the green wire on each end. I've got the copper connected. I'll take my heat gun and go ahead and hit this. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process for all the remaining wires except for the 2 gray ones. All right, I've got the red, green, and white wires connected, and I just twisted the gray ones together in pairs to test them. And we go check out, go to the cab, start the truck up, and see if the backup camera works. All right, I've got the truck started. I'm gonna put it in reverse and see what happens. So I've got the view for my camera now. So I'm gonna go solder the gray wires back together that way. I double checked that the camera worked after I got the gray wires resoldered. I'm putting everything back in this conduit. I'm gonna wrap it with electrical tape and get everything reassembled. Okay, I've got everything rerouted. I added a zip tie here to hold the wire in this channel. I couldn't fit it back in this right angle piece here, so I put it in front, wrapped another zip tie. I think it'll work for now. It'll definitely keep me going for a little while, hopefully long enough for them to issue a recall and get this repaired correctly. Again, if your truck is under warranty, go have them fix it before your warranty runs out. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and tell me about it in the comments. You can also subscribe to my channel for more helpful tips. Thanks.